Hey everyone, Nation here, and welcome back to a brand new Marvel ranking here in the channel. Today I would like to stop and take the time to rank all 6 episodes of Loki, ranked from the worst to the best. Please note that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion, and you're free to comment down below your very own ranking of all 6 episodes of Loki, ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now. And also don't forget to check out that Loki season finale review/rant up above. Like, comment, and subscribe. And with that being said, let's just move right into our ranking. Kicking off my list at number 6 for me has got to go to episode 3, Lamentis. This episode didn't move anything forward. It tried so hard to make the relationship between Loki and Sylvie work, but sadly to me it didn't. Like, I like the character of Sylvie, I like the character, and while Loki will always be fun to watch on screen, and Lamentis is just such a gorgeous place to be on, I love the scenes on Lamentis. The fact that they dropped the biggest bombshell of the show, that all of the TVA agents are variants, which a lot of people were already theorizing, which I didn't theorize that at all, in such a nonchalant way, and the horrible chemistry between Loki and Sylvie, this is definitely the worst of the episodes. I say I only enjoyed it when they got to the end and then they did that whole one shot of like the city just getting destroyed as the space shuttle was about to take off, but that's about it. At number 5, it has to go to episode 5, Journey into Mystery. I love seeing the different Loki variants, and especially the epic illusion that Richard E. Grant's original Loki does, and I love his whole character arc and stuff like that, but I really wish that this was a bigger episode. I mean, this was the episode before the finale, so this should have been more than another attempt to get us invested on the relationship between Loki and Sylvie, and even then, it still didn't even do that justice to me. For me, it was a pretty disappointing episode that showcased some fun things and definitely some world building, like the fun stuff. President Loki, still wish we would have got more of him. Also some world building with Goliath, and also teasing He Who Remains, his castle and stuff like that, getting us ready for the finale. But overall for me, this episode was pretty disappointing. At least the references like Throg and the Thanos copter are pretty fun. At number 4 for me has got to go to episode 6, For All Time Always. I just want to get the negatives out of the way for me. I did not like Sylvie inside of this episode. Sylvie was not a great character inside of this episode. I just did not like her. But this is where we start getting into the episodes that I loved. The finale for the show did not feel like a satisfying conclusion, but since we are getting a season 2, I can let this one slide. Now, another negative is that this episode is just one guy talking. But this episode managed to take that one guy talking for 45 minutes and somehow made it engaging, intriguing, as well as important and pretty frightening. This episode also did the most for the entirety of the MCU, setting up not 1, not 2, but 4 new MCU projects in Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange 2, Loki Season 2, and also Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, all related to the branching of the timeline this episode showcased. In terms of the greatest episodes of Disney Plus MCU, this is definitely one of them. Also adding in Jonathan Majors as He Who Remains, a variant of Kang, getting us ready for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, and also teasing Kang the Conqueror coming into the MCU, and also that jump scare of Miss Minutes. All of it was just a delight for me. Real quick, before I get into my top 3 list, I'd like to take the time to say that if you are a big fan of Marvel, which you probably are, that's why you're watching this video, click that playlist up above for everything Marvel related that I have on my channel. Also, if you are a big fan of Loki, please don't forget to check out that link down in the description for my review for the season finale. And also don't forget to check out my podcast link. It's called The Regular Podcast, and over there we have episode reviews of Loki. With that being said, let's move right into our top 3. Kicking off my top 3 list for me has got to go to episode 1, Glorious Purpose. As a series/season starter, this episode had one of the most impossible jobs ever, and try to make time travel make sense inside of the broaderness of the MCU. And to me, I feel it did a way better job than Endgame. It was a great idea to tease a time traveling murder mystery, and also dive deeper into the psyche of Loki and see what makes him, and also why. And we also get a new perspective of Loki, especially from this version of him that was the Loki from the Avengers. We get to see him learn about his future, where he ends up and how, and I loved all of it. I loved him seeing basically his life after the Avengers, and then unfortunately dying. We got to see new development that we haven't seen in the films yet. I also love the world building of the TVA and how they managed, how they have just random Infinity Stones placed everywhere like that, and also introducing us to a great dynamic in the show, better than Sylvie and Loki. Loki and Mobius, Owen Wilson is just a delight inside of this show, but it never quite gets past the world building aspects and also the new mindset of Loki for me. It just kind of stays as it is as a season starter. My runner-up at number 2 for me has got to go to episode 2, The Variant. Episode 2 is as good as it gets. I mean, this is the type of show I basically signed up for going into Loki. It managed to help explain variants and timeline apocalypses in such a simple way. The episode plays into the murder mystery aspect of the show that I signed up for. It also teases Sylvie and the enchanting of TVA agents, uncovering their mysteries and foreshadowing the various aspects about them. From the chemistry to the buddy cop TVA murder mysteries, this episode still proves why this show is better than the other two. Also, let's not forget how cool it was for Sylvie to have a TVA agent kill her own teammates to the song I Need a Hero. I mean, that was just awesome to me. I mean, obviously, every other show or movie uses that song, but here it's actually pretty awesome that Marvel used it too. Also, the hilarity that ensues inside of this episode, the chemistry between Mobius and Loki, and how we just get an investigation side of the TVA, how we get an investigation side of Loki, just all of it worked to a T. But coming in at my number 1 for me has got to go to episode 4, the Nexus event. After the tragic disappointment that was episode 3, this feels like a nice return to form for the series. Sylvie has an actual arc in this episode, showing her actual backstory in the beginning. And I really did like that, from the juxtaposition of the comedy side of Loki being inside of the TVA. Now we get a little girl going through the TVA and how that affects the little girl, but to a guy, Loki, it is comedy to us. You know, it's funny to us seeing him. You know, this is something new for him, so it's kind of funny to us. But for a little girl, imagine how scared she had to be for that. So I love the juxtaposition of that inside of this series. It made me feel like Sylvie was going to be a great character going forward. The breaking down of Loki with him and Sylph, I love seeing Sylph again. And finally, Mobius and B-15 learning and understanding the TVA are lies and that they are variants. Things start to ramp up, as well as the tension, as we get the reveal, air quotation marks, of the timekeepers. There are twists, there are reveals, there are consequences. Also, since this is the episode that made me scared of elevators, episode 4, the Nexus event, has to come in at number 1. Alright guys, that was it for my ranking. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion. My list was certainly not the right list, it was just my list, and you are free to comment down below your ranking of all 6 episodes of Loki, ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please don't forget to check out that Marvel playlist, that link is down in the description, and also don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now. Like, comment, and subscribe. Come back tomorrow for another Loki ranking, or there are some rumors that Spider-Man No Way Home trailer is coming out, so maybe a trailer reaction tomorrow. But please don't forget to come back tomorrow for something Marvel related. With that being said, I will see you all next time. Peace.